Hi everyone, welcome to Digital Dynamo Lab. Today we are going to learn about the principles of software testing. These principles are very important because they guide us in doing testing effectively. So let's get started. Before we go into details, let me show you what we will cover in this video. First, we will talk about what software testing is. Then, we will look at the types of software testing. After that, we will understand what test cases are. Finally, we will go through the principles of software testing step by step. So, this is the roadmap for today's session. Now, let's talk about software testing. Software testing is a method used to check whether the actual software matches the expected requirements and to make sure it is defect-free. The main purpose of testing is to identify errors, gaps, or any missing requirements compared to what was expected. When we test, we look at important attributes of the software, such as reliability, scalability, portability, reusability, and usability. Testing ensures that the software works correctly in all these areas. Why is testing important? Because if software fails when people are using it, it can cause serious problems. That's why software should never be deployed to end users without proper testing. Testing is not just a one-time task. It happens at every stage of the software development life cycle. And it's not only testers who are responsible. Software developers, project managers, and even end users can be involved in testing. Types of software testing. Basically, there are two types of software testing, like manual testing and automation testing. Manual testing has divided in the three types: white box testing, black box testing, and grey box testing. Black box testing again divided into two types, functional and non-functional. Functional testing is divided in four types: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. And non-functional testing has divided in three types: compatibility testing, performance testing, usability testing. These all are the types of software testing. Now let's understand what a test case is. A test case is basically a set of actions or conditions that we use during testing. With these actions, a tester can compare the expected result with the actual result of the software. The main purpose of a test case is to check whether the software is working according to the customer's requirements. If the actual result meets the expected results, the software is correct. If not, it means there is a defect that needs to be fixed. Now, next topic is principles of software testing. There are total 7 testing principles. Let's discuss each principles in detail. Now let's move to the principles of software testing. The first principle is testing shows the presence of defects. The main goal of testing is to find problems or errors that could cause the software to fail. Even if we test carefully, we can never say that the product is 100% error free. What testing does is reduce the number of hidden defects. That's why testers design proper test cases to match as many defects as possible before the software is released. The second principle is exhaustive testing is impossible. This means it's not practical to test every single feature, module or input combination of a software product because it would take too much time and effort. Instead, testers focus on the most important areas by using methods like risk analysis and prioritizing critical modules. This way, we can make sure that the most important parts are tested properly and the product can still be delivered on time. The third principle is early testing. Testing should start as early as possible in the software development life cycle. When testers are involved from the beginning, like during requirement gathering and analysis, they get a better understanding of the product. If errors are found early, they are much easier and cheaper to fix. But if errors are found later, it may require big changes in the system, which takes more time and cost a lot more. The fourth principle is defect clustering. This means that is in most cases a small number of modules contain the majority of the defects. According to Pareto's principles or the 80 to 20 rule, about 80% of defects are usually found in just 20% of the code. So, testers often focus more on these high-risk areas. But at the same time, they need to be careful not to ignore other parts of the software because defects can still appear anywhere. The fifth principle is pesticide paradox. If we keep using the same set of test cases again and again, after some time they will stop finding new bugs. This is similar to how pests become resistant to the same pesticide. That's why testers need to design new and different test cases for different parts of the software. By updating and improving the test, we can continue to find more defects and improve the quality of the product. The sixth principle is testing is context dependent. Different types of software like e-commerce sites, banking applications or commercial websites have different features and requirements. Because of these, testing must be done differently depending on the type of product. The same set of test cases cannot be applied to every project. Testers need to adapt their approach based on the specific context of the software. The seventh principle is absence of error fallacy. Even if a software is fully tested and no bugs are found, let's say it's 99% bug free. That doesn't mean it's successful. If the system is unusable or does not meet the user's needs and expectations, finding and fixing bugs wouldn't help. This principle reminds us that testing should ensure the software fulfills its purpose and meets client requirements, not just be free of defects. That's all for today's video on the principles of software testing. I hope you found it helpful and easy to understand. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Digital Dynamo Lab for more tech tutorials. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.